Update. How long after a family wedding should I, 27F, wait to tell my family that I'm dying? Original post link. https www.reddit.com/r/relationship advice comments 08816 grams. How long after a family wedding should I, 27F, wait? Original post TLDR. A couple of weeks before my only sibling's wedding, I was diagnosed with heart failure. At the time of the wedding, only I and our parents knew, and I had sworn them to keep quiet about it to not ruin their day. But just 2 weeks after their wedding, I was conflicted to tell them, as they deserved to know, but I didn't want to take away their honeymoon buzz. First off, I need to thank everyone for taking the time with responding to my original post. Here we are, roughly 2 months after, and I have a bit of a happy and tough update for you all. After I made my post, our responses started pouring in. I sent the link to my spouse, 29M. They were reading along with all your words and advice and weighing them with me. Some were a little naive and tried playing doctor by telling me to get a second, third, fourth, and fifth opinion. Despite this being a wild investigation that started back in 2018 with numerous specialists, or saying the issue is with my diet while knowing nothing about my life. I think forgetting that the advice was about breaking the news. Others sent well wishes, thoughts of understanding, and heartfelt pieces of advice. Out of every response received, there were 2 that hit really hard. One was posted by a veteran, the other told me to take charge as a protagonist in my life. By the time we had weighed everything with all your help and made a choice to start sharing the news, I had met with my main care specialist, who hit me with a bit of a bombshell. The progression of the damage to my heart had been so erratic over the investigation that they aren't 100% sure just how fast things are snowballing or what treatments would be best. So I'd have to start a slew of tests all over again to find out where my heart is, where it's going, and how fast. Not going to lie, that caused a major mental setback. A short while after that contact, he reached out again to let me know they now have a plan to move forward. And to start off, my heart needs to have some rest to stabilize. Kind of like when you have a severe sprain or break in your wrist or ankle. You get a cast or splint and avoid using it. But with the heart, you can't just stop using it. So I've been placed on medication that slows the heart to give it a break that way. It's similar to some medications people have to take after a heart attack or stroke. Once stabilized, for a month I'll begin the retests, which is luckily just a few weeks out. It took weighing your advice, the bombshell drop, the action plan, and the adjustment to the medication to pass before we finally sat down and let my sibling, 31M, and their spouse, 26F, know at the start of this month. It was so hard. They both went quiet. They weren't sure what to say. My sibling didn't say anything to me after those words came out of my mouth. It was like he died at that very moment and became a shell. His spouse managed to ask questions I'm sure they both had before I broke down and mentioned that I've been having this fight with myself over when to tell them. Well, Reddit, you were right on the money. I got an earful about not being afraid to tell them, and they want to be the top priority on the list for updates, and they're going to check in with the rents that I'm keeping them up to date. And if not, I'm getting $T again. The relief and exhaustion that came from telling them took me out. And slowly over this month, we've also been letting some extended family and friends know. Each time it's hard, but we're getting there. And after we make it through these tests, we'll know what my full scope of options are. And a rough idea of just how long I'll be kicking around. In the meanwhile, we're going to do our best on our end to just live and make memories while we can. as not everyone has a heads up that they're on their final lap and just continue running in the rat race. In that way, some can see it as I'm lucky. So Redditors, I'll leave you with this. Everyone has a story, and while we have limits and restrictions to make sure we have our needs covered, don't ever lose sight of your wants in life. If someone you know has similar wants, experience it together. By doing so, you'll leave a page of your story with them that they'll never forget and will look back on fondly. Live freely and write your tales, because the next period you put down could be the end of your story. Thank you for sharing your update. I am glad that this is one load off as you heard their reaction. Please take care of yourself. Prayers from an internet stranger. I was once in the position of your sibling. Got the news while I was still writing wedding thank you notes. And yeah, was devastated, then relieved to be able to help in the few constructive ways I could. I wish you good news, good health, and new medical advancements to help your prognosis. My father was living on a 19% working heart. He was deteriorating and had other health problems. My mom never lost hope, even though he did. He was given every medication there is, and after all failed, he made it to a transplant list early one morning, and that same day he was in a hospital 'cause new heart came in that very day. That was a miracle, so please don't lose hope. Things can turn out for a better. So try kicking on and doing what doctors are suggesting, and maybe you will get a miracle as well. You might be kicking for a while after what your doctors say. My grandmother was told she had no more than 6 months to live, and that was almost 2 years ago. Live life to the fullest regardless of the results. I'm sorry you're going through this. I don't know if it will be any help, but my children's father was told he had less than 5 years in 1988. In 2011, he went into a coma and was put onto a ventilator. The doctor said there was no hope, so my daughter had the machine turned off. He woke up and was with them till 2014. Doctors don't always know everything they think they do. Live your life in ways that bring you joy. Too many times, we forget to have joy in our lives. I hope everything works out for you and you hear some good news. Hugs and much love to you and your family. How long do you wait to tell your family you're dying? You ducking, tell them as soon as reasonably possible. You want as much support as you can get. Maximize the amount of time they can spend supporting you by telling them ASAP. I hope that, whatever goes on, that you have some of the very best days from now until it's time. Less than 3. Do your best to enjoy it. Make sure you do some things you enjoy. I'm sorry, terribly sorry for what you're going through. Thank you for sharing your story. I wish you as much joy and happiness and truly memorable moments for as long as you walk with us. Hugs from an internet stranger. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how hard all of this must be. Thank you for sharing your story and update. A little perspective is always appreciated. I wish you all the best. Wishing you the best, Op. Sending prayers for a happy life and, if possible, good solutions for you. Remember, it's not about the amount of days in your life. It's about the amount of life in your days. Wow. Just wow. I prayed for you and your family and all that know and love you just now. Shed a few tears too. Your post says it all. I hope a miracle finds its way to you. I hope you live the best life, not long, not short, just what's the best for you and your family. Great update. Good that you have that weight off your shoulders. Hopefully the road ahead is less dark than it first appeared. I wish you the best of luck and all the love in the world. Here's to making enough good memories to last several lifetimes. I'm raising a drink to you and your spouse. In fact, if you decide to travel and come by Southern California, I'll be happy to buy you some in person. Much love from an internet stranger. Less than 3. Everyone has a story, and while we have limits and restrictions to make sure we have our needs covered, don't ever lose sight of your wants in life. If someone you know has similar wants, experience it together. By doing so, you'll leave a page of your story with them that they'll never forget and will look back on fondly. Live freely and write your tales, because the next period you put down could be the end of your story. I'm crying. That's so real. I wish you the best in what's to come and that you spend it with those you love. I wish you the best of luck, Op.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.